The Netflix sequel to Vikings, the series that took the world by storm, also has people talking about it a lot, thanks to its insane battles and very talented cast. Vikings Valhalla released Season 1 and received tremendous amounts of praise, so there's no way it wouldn't be back for a Season 2. Now the internet is rife with theories about what could possibly happen. In this video, we'll talk about Season 2 theories that'll change everything. First off, the possible plot of Season 2. We don't know much yet about Season 2, but for sure, considering how Season 1 ended, we're gonna be in awe of the next season, and we patiently await what they give us. But that doesn't mean that fans aren't already thinking up theories. The first season ended after a very intriguing finale episode. Kattegat lay in ruins as Freydis Erik's daughter, Leif Eriksson's sister, and Harald Sigurdsson look down upon the kingdom as it turns to ash. So in the next season, we can expect to see more of these three characters. Leo Suter, who plays Harald Sigurdsson, said that those two people have a lot to talk about and they work very well together. So what are we getting? A possible romance between those two characters? He also said that even if their personal issues and storyline are important, there are more pressing things in Season 2 that'll need their attention, bigger forces and bigger passions that are going to be pulling them apart. And as with any sort of love story, it's very simple in some respects, but also so complicated in other ways. We can expect a lot of action and drama in the second season as well, but it's important to note that the showrunners have taken a lot of creative liberties and the historical accuracy has to be taken with a pinch of salt. So you gotta Google a lot of stuff before you start believing some of the things they show the Vikings used to do or were. Secondly, what about the characters and who's returning? We can, of course, expect to see Corlett as Leif, Gustafsson as Freydis, and Suter as Harald, reprising their roles for sure. Without these three, Vikings Valhalla won't be the same. Now, let's not say this out loud unless we want their horrific and untimely death, because that's just how these TV show creators roll, and we've had way too many sad deaths already. Apart from these three, we can also see Johannes Hakker Johannesson as the power-hungry Olaf, Soren Pilmark as King Forkbeard, and Bradley Freegard as King Canute for Season 2. There are a lot more battles to be fought and glory to be gained after all, and these people are gonna be the best fit. But keep in mind, these are all just theories for now, and if the latter three characters are to be part of Season 2, it's gonna be pure madness. Thirdly, Evar the Boneless Descendant takes over throne. Fans went rabid when Vikings Valhalla showrunner Jeb Stewart hinted future seasons of the Netflix sequel could feature even more connections to the original drama. Remember how the sixth and final season of Vikings wrapped up? It's about the fierce conflict between Bjorn Ironside and Evar the Boneless to a bloody end. But now we are getting to see that Evar's story may not be completely over yet. A Redditor asked Jeb Stewart whether Evar's descendants have any role in the show or not, and to everyone's surprise, the showrunner replied that it was a very cool question. And as he was plotting out Season 2, he did a lot of math trying to track down where they'd be with Evar's descendants. In the original series, Evar had a stepson named Balder, though he was born crippled and rejected along with his mother, a freed slave, also named Freydis. He also has an unnamed child with Rus Princess Katya, who promised Evar that they'll grow up knowing his father's name and legacy. Even though Valhalla is set 100 years after the original series, we never know. This child's own sons and daughters could eventually raise their heads to make a play for Kattegat in the second or third season. Oh man, wouldn't that be insane? Jeb added, since future seasons will see our Vikings out in the greater world, anything is possible. You know the theories are going so wild about the original show's actions having consequences in this show, because if you remember, Season 6 of Vikings ended with Ubba meeting Floki in America, so nothing is out of the realm of possibility here. And throughout, Evar has many cousins, nieces, and nephews, and you never know, that can provide some connective tissue between the shows. Evar was one of the most bloodthirsty and power-hungry characters, so who's to say his blood didn't travel down the line of his descendants, making them some terrifying villains who will stop at nothing to rule over Norway. Next up, a sneak peek into the past. And if they're going down the path of having Evar's descendants making appearances, who's to say other characters couldn't come back? That got your interest? Well, Sam Corlett revealed he's hoping to see some more references to the original characters as the sequel expands. Another Redditor asked how come Bjorn's gravesite hasn't been shown in any scenery between all episodes shown thus far, and why hasn't Lagertha been referenced in Valhalla? Has she been forgotten? And Sam responded that it'd be amazing to see Bjorn's gravesite, and he'll leave it for Jeb to decide. And as for Lagertha, he said that her spirit exists profoundly within the Viking world. What does that mean? Even though we know that Catherine Winnick is unlikely to reprise her role as Lagertha after she was killed in Vikings Season 6, fans should definitely keep their eyes open for a sly reference or name drop at some point down the line, or maybe more. You never know. Then Jarl Halkon star teases return despite grisly death. Okay, fans can't help but have their own theories when stars of the show keep them on their feet by dropping hints. Vikings Valhalla star Caroline Henderson has hinted she could be back as Jarl Hakon despite the character character's shocking death at the end of the first season, Halkon became a very important part of Freydis' story when she trained the pagan warrior into becoming a daunting shield maiden. Sadly, her journey in the series came to a bloody conclusion during Kattegat's war with Jarl Kore, and fans were left shocked. But now, Caroline is saying that Halkon could return in Season 2, from beyond the grave. We'll take it. She said that no one really knows that she won't be back and that Halkon had already shown signs of supernatural clairvoyance and was shown to hold strong pagan beliefs. So, could she have tapped into the spiritual plane to haunt Freydis as she goes on more quests? Caroline teased that she might turn up as a ghost or something. Alright, we don't know if this theory will pan out or not, but it's just crazy to think that Halkon could come back. If she does, the second season is going to be very, very interesting. And lastly, are we going to see Old Testament Leif in Season 2? As fans will probably recall, while Leif was excellent in battle, the Vikings Valhalla character was quite kind and gentle when away from a fight. But when Liv was cut down by Olaf right in front of him in the emotional finale, that changed. Sam Corlett said that throughout the season, he feels a lot of the responsibility for these lives. A lot of them got lost, and towards the end, he had a beautiful relationship with Liv, who passed away in his arms. There's a deep sense of grief. There's a deep sense of shame. That comes out in a very fierce, violent, and primal way. And oh brother, that definitely has to mean that he's gonna go full rabid on those who took Liv away from him. Which sounds like viewers who are wondering and theorizing if we'd see Leif become more like his dangerous father, permanently, after that shocking loss. We're actually onto something, because Jeb Stewart said that as Leif says to Liv at one point, there's this dark part of me that I keep kind of under wraps, which meant that as long as she was in his world, he'd be able to move forward. But when she's violently taken out of his world by Olaf, we think that the inner Eric the Red is coming out. And as fans can already figure out, that means he's gonna wreck everything in his path. We call that Old Testament Leif, and you'll see that in Season 2. Oh boy, we're sorry for Leif, but honestly, we cannot wait. Wonder when you're gonna be seeing your favorite show back on TV? Well, the shooting of the second season has already been completed since November 2021, but even with that, we still have no official release date yet, though we can expect to see the next season at the end of this year or at the beginning of 2023, so hold tight, Midgardians. That's it from our side for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or thoughts about the new season of Vikings Valhalla, or want to share your own theories, comment below. See you in the next one.